Welcome to the Coach Cameron Soccer Podcast, episode 727 from the westottawan.com. The average amount a family will pay per year for just one child to participate in club soccer might be surprising, but it's just one part of what unprivileged families go through just to have their child participate in youth soccer. Costs just continue to rise from an average of $1,472 to $20,000 just for 1 year of soccer, creating a pay-to-play system in the United States that includes financially securing families, but leaves out others no matter the talent of the child. That is a fact. It's affecting all. Pay-to-play soccer is going through the roof as far as cost. It's getting annoying, and it's inexpensive. It's so expensive that it's pricing me out of the game. Even with the club that I'm with, they're going to Argentina. Oh, it's going to be a great experience. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. $3,200. It's ridiculous. I'm like, what the freak? And yeah, we have to do it because everyone else is doing it. Oh, they're going to get a good experience and all these things that matter, whatever. And we're forced into it, and I just got to bow down. Okay, I got to do it because all the other pressures. But it's killing me, and we can't afford it. So we have to beg, borrow, and steal. And because we come from a family that is very giving and charitable to the point where I feel like we're taking total advantage of the situation because we shouldn't be doing this. It's ridiculous and whatever. And I'm sure, those that listen to this and get offended or whatever, it's BS. Like, this is like costs so much. And I have no choice. Got to do it. Have to do it because, others are doing it. So you have to do it. So your kid doesn't feel left out and all that pressure. And I didn't have the courage to just say, you know what? Screw you. I'm not doing it. And, sorry, Jack, you're going to have to cry at night and all that stuff. And, watch your other friends go. This is the problem. You don't have to do this to elevate your game. But welcome to America. And these clubs feel like they have to do certain things to be able to get future players in. I'm sure everyone has a creative gimmick. Oh, we're going to go Argentina. Oh, we're PSG. Oh, we're the Surf. Where they create a name, and this is what we are. And how you're going to compete with, say the Arsenal of Gilbert. They have facilities and all the, they have all these things. So we have to offset that so we don't lose talent or whatever it may be. We have a problem. I'm just venting live. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, even though it says 7 p.m. It's 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'll be coming every year here. And yeah, on to the next article from MLS mulletplex.com. The pay-to-play soccer system is crushing dreams in the U.S. U.S. soccer, youth systems, the reason for international struggles, U.S. soccer has a problem. The pay-to-play system is limiting access to low-income kids. A shocker, even middle class now, restricting the size of the talent pool in the country. This is a reason for international struggles. Youth soccer in the United States has a problem. An array of systematic issues has created a youth soccer federation that is failing to cultivate quality players. That is a fact. With so many kids in the country playing soccer, around 3 million currently, the U.S. should be a breeding ground for soccer stars, especially considering the country's prominence in other major sports. But unfortunately, that is not the case, and the U.S. men's national team is struggling to stay relevant in the international soccer. So what exactly is the problem for the development of U.S. soccer? Comment. Do you know? Where are we struggling? Do you not see anyone out there? Have you seen inner city talent? I have. When I was running Little Bears before COVID, all these little Hispanic players, we had African refugees being dropped off to our Little Bears, and we provided professional training at extremely low cost to be able to give the community something that they did not have. And these kids came in, and I'm like, oh my word, 5, 6, 7-year-olds could do anything with the ball. You could tell they love the game, they watch the game, and they can do anything with the ball because it's a culture thing. It's not like, I have an A licensed coach. He's going to elevate me to the next level. He's going to give me everything. No, No, soccer soccer is inherently developed within your community, the love for the game, all these other things. If you watch videos of Maradona and Pele, when even watch the the movies on there, the biographies and all that, how could they do the things that they could do with the ball without a licensed coach and all that? It's culture based. It's culture based. Yes, tactics matter and all that, but what really matters is the culture. Do they love the game? Do they watch the game? It's no different in basketball or any of the majors that we deal with here. We have inner city talent that gets developed by their organizations to make sure they elevate because of competition. But we don't have that in soccer. Why is that? Comment, let me know. I have no IT, so you're not going to hear any bells and whistles or anything like that unless I decide to put them in later, but I'm not going to do that. Reading on, the crux of the issues is the affordability of youth soccer leagues across the nation. U.S. soccer pay-to-play model has been criticized by some for pricing out kids out of soccer. It costs around $3,000 a year for kids to play competitive soccer. With travel, equipment, and other costs, that price can double. Yes, it can. Ours already doubled in one trip. Ridiculous. This restricts access to competitive soccer for kids in low-income households whose parents simply can't afford it. Just 11% of boys and girls registered in clubs are from households that earn less than $25,000 a year. Meanwhile, more than one-third are from households that make more than $100,000 a year. Yep, you have to, or you're not going to be able to go. Argentina, and yet MLS Commissioner Don Garber doesn't see the pay-to-play system as a problem. When responding to Alex Morgan's statement about the detriment of pay-to-play to youth soccer, Garber said that he doesn't agree, and it is easy to see why he doesn't believe pay-to-play is a problem. With 3 million kids registered, youth soccer creates a billion-dollar industry for U.S. soccer. Pay-to-play doesn't just affect the kids. However, coaches are also hit with multiple paywalls in order to receive their licenses. The U.S. soccer coaching program includes a series of licenses at levels which courses all cost money, emulating what Iceland's soccer federation paid for hundreds of coaches to get licensed through UEFA. This could improve U.S. soccer immensely. Having more qualified coaches means more quality players. Iceland's miracle run in the European Championships and qualifications to the World Cup did not happen by accident. To stop there. Yes, the cost of doing education is very expensive in the U.S., and they're doing better with providing free, coaching courses and whatnot, but they keep adding more and more and more. It'll never end. There's so many coaching courses. So if it's going to be nickel and dime, so they lose less or don't make as much as they typically do in U.S. soccer, they just create hundreds upon hundreds of coaching education just to take every little thing from you. It's not coaching education. If coaching education, it doesn't have to be, you have to do this drill or that or anything like that. It's about trying to get those that are coaching to be less abrasive on the sideline. Just let the kids play. What we need is our community come together, grassroots oriented, all coaches of all level to compete on the same playing field. Everyone competes, everyone recruits, and then we can find some players. Because back when I played in the 90s, that's how it was. And you know what? It was way better than today. All the talent was on like one or two teams, and it was very competitive. Not now. It's spread out everywhere because everyone's trying to put a gimmick on like, we're MLS Next. We're amazing. We'll get you. We have a pathway, or we go Argentina or whatever to get that kid, this kid. And it just spreads it up. It's a problem. And I'm not saying that what I'm saying, it needs to be this way or that way. We just have a real problem. We don't compete. That's gone. We segregate. We will not compete against other clubs that are close by, because if they lose to them, it's a problem and they lose relevance and they lose players. So they can't do that. So they create a fake, like, oh, we have a pathway. We wear this jersey, play for us. And then we won't play those scumbags because they're not of our level. They can't play in the acronym that we have. You feel me? It's all, they compete over dollar. That's it. Dollar. We don't compete to compete. We need one state champion, one regional champion, one national champion. That's it. Glory to them. Make it about one championship. Make it seem meaningful. And today's like, oh, state champion. We don't do state. We're above that. Whatever. It's a problem. Continuing on. Youth basketball systems also provides a perfect blueprint in U.S. soccer to follow. An intricate network of scouts that still occupy high school gyms and neighborhood courts allows for any talented kids to be spotted. This expansion scouting network allows low-income kids to play on cheaper teams without having to risk their basketball futures. That is true. I coach at Millennium High School, and the basketball's all year round there. Volleyball's all year round there. They have opportunity for those kids to baseball. I mean, there's club in those areas as well, but you can be developed in your high school. But basketball is now becoming more club, pay to play. They're following the soccer blueprint. Why? Money. Facts. Absolute facts. That's exactly what they're doing. Now compare that to youth soccer. College and academy scouts usually only attend high-profile tournaments, meaning kids have to pay more to have any chance of being spotted, thus missing many of the gifted athletes who are capable of much more but simply are not allowed to prove themselves because they cannot afford to play. And so now ID camps that you go to at colleges and stuff, they're now segregating kids. They'll put all the academy kids from the special academies on one side and everyone else on the other, and they're not looking. They're only looking at the academy kids. So you must pay for it. Of course they're going to do that. They're all connected. They're all their friends. So yeah, it is a problem. Pricing low-income kids out of playing soccer removes an important demographic from the talent pool. Lowering prices or subsidizing registration for kids and coaches who can't afford it would be smart step forward in expanding youth soccer and improving the quality of all leagues. However, money talks, and it seems increasingly unlikely the pay-to-play model will change. Until it does, the United States will continue to struggle to produce international stars. That's absolutely the truth. And going into the whole scholarships and all that stuff, clubs do that. They're going to say that, oh, we offer scholarships. We do that. I'm not a fan of that either. I don't think that's a solve. Pay to play is not going away. So we have to circumvent it with a different thought process. And here's my thought on it. If you took just some major cities like Phoenix, Arizona, one of the largest cities in the world, we could create an academy through U.S. Soccer with money they have and have had in the past. And I'll show you a video in a second describing that. But we spread the wealth back to the pay to play versus if you go into one inner city market like LA, Phoenix, Arizona, Dallas, New York, if you go into a major market and create a true academy for inner city, you change the whole scope of American soccer. It'd be the blueprint of how to do things, and that we could do something special because we neglect that community big time. And it needs to be free, and it needs to be given right to them and get it organized in such a way that they compete, but we got to be able to compete. So this video, I'm going to show you. So I titled this video, Money Well Spent. Let's take a listen.
Bountiful times for U.S. soccer. A reported windfall of north of $100 million, Taylor, announced recently. The question is, what should U.S. soccer do with this money?
It was an interesting discussion when that report came out, because a lot of people are commenting on the report of saying they're going to build a national training center, the likes of that we've seen at St. George Park in England and France and whatnot. And Adrian, I think that's the last thing they should do. When you really look at this country, this pay-to-play system is the first thing I would look at. Now, I'm not saying you use all $100 million on it, but at some point the sport in the United States has to stop becoming an elite sport. It has to become a grassroots sport. It has to become an inner city sport. And so when I look at that, I would look at pay to play, one, and two, the coaching education. It's got to become more accessible to more people. Too often I hear complaints from youth coaches saying it's surplus of $5, $6, $7, $8, $10,000 to go through the U.S. soccer coaching circle. So when I really look at it, I'd address the pay-to-play system, whatever that may be, and ultimately lower the coaching education. That will lead to...
Yeah. And that's where we're at. Everything's all money, and I get it. I get it. Everyone's like, you got to get money, especially with the economy the way it is now. You got to get every little nickel you can get before everything explodes. I get it. We're all trying to survive, but as that's happening, as everyone's trying to rape everyone over every little nickel they can get from you, like you have to be coached by this coach, you have to play in this club, you have to wear this jersey, you have to go Argentina and all this BS. Yeah, they're gonna take your money. But if U.S. Soccer could have pulled that money and just do one city, do inner city development, create a real academy for inner cities, just do it and see what you can do. It has to be community based. You have to be very intelligent how you're going to do things. But they're not thinking out of the box. But I think there's some people within my community are thinking about doing something special inner city to show U.S. Soccer how to get it done. And it might be done. I'm excited to see if that can come about. Maybe it won't. Who knows? But once someone does, it will cause ripples through U.S. Soccer and give them the blueprint of how to, one, identify talent, and two, really showcase them to the next level throughout the world. It can be done. It will be done. But this is going to be a short podcast because I have a lot going on this President's Day weekend. I hope you guys got something from this podcast. Please like, subscribe to my podcast. Share this episode if you have the courage to do so. And I'll be back next Sunday, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We'll see you then. Peace.